You've got a secret bonus point.
This and a few other tracks from the Devil May Cry 3 soundtrack, such as the Cerberus boss fight theme and another called Now You've Really Crossed the Line, are hands down the perfect set of tunes to slice up some demons to. If you're a fan of the industrial rave metal of White Zombie, you'll love this, and the game it's from is the absolute pinnacle of hack and slash from the PlayStation 2, and later remastered along with the rest of the original trilogy for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. This one for me is down to pure nostalgia. Every time I hear this melody, it takes me back to my youth, grasping my Dreamcast pad, ready to pop some bubbles in the vibrant burst of pastel rainbows that is Buster Move 4. Normally I'm more of a Burnout player, but the music of Outrun, and Outrun 2 in particular, is timeless and gripped me from the moment I heard it. Splashwave and Passing Breeze are great, but Magic Sound Shower is the song that keeps bringing me back to Outrun 2. Sometimes I play the game just so I can race around to it. So brooding, so serene, yet eerie. To me this is possibly the best intro music in all of gaming. I merely witnessed this game as a child, but about 2 years ago I soft-modded my Wii and had the chance to play this game for myself, and right away, as soon as that music began, I knew I was in for a magical, albeit stressful and disturbing time.
Rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow, can't stick around, have to keep moving.
Anyone who's played Sonic Adventure 2 will know why this is here. It is pure unfiltered 90s rock, written for rolling around at the speed of sound. The devs made a great choice the day they hired Crush 40 to write this and other songs for what I consider the masterpiece of 3D Sonic games. This jazzy punk tune is from Fur Fighters, a Dreamcast title about a bunch of pissed off anthropomorphized animals who are seeking revenge after a bigger cat raids their island and kidnaps their children. The game's tone is not as bleak as that summary makes it seem. Its menu theme reflects this perfectly with its triumphant upbeat swing. This tune is not uplifting. It is not motivating. It's fucked up and disturbing. It's from a game called Shadow Man, wherein you head into hell itself to prevent 5 serial killers from bringing their genocidal wrath into the land of the living. At this particular point in the game, you head into the playrooms. It looks like a torture chamber smashed into a nursery, and the music sounds like an infant joyfully playing as the sound of a screaming woman being drilled in the head is heard alongside it. Pleasant dreams. late 90s, I had a Game Boy, and one of two games I had was Super Mario Land, the other being Tetris. To this day, this chiptune classic puts me back in that car on a family trip to Barmouth. Nothing captures that feeling of peering into a vast and radiant cosmos as much as this piece of music, elegantly mixing electronic ambient sweeps and synthesized passages, with rising and falling string sections. When I play Mass Effect 2, I always take my time exploring the galaxy map, just so I can bask in the mood that this music gives off. The Halo theme. Yes, it's an obvious choice to any gamers who grew up with an original Xbox, but sometimes the obvious choice is still a good one. And this is one of many examples of game music that is perfectly adaptable to any mood. The orchestral version gets you pumped up and ready to start the game, a stripped down version is for those more emotional moments, and there's a blistering metal version for the inevitable rampage. Catherine is a puzzle game and a depressing story of love, betrayal, lies and lust that looks and feels like those crazy anime shows. Every time your character falls asleep, you enter a stage where you need to strategically move blocks to reach the top and escape. During one of the middle stages of the game, the familiar sound of Dvorak's Symphony No. 9 in E minor begins playing, but with added drums and guitar to give it that edge. Another obvious one, the 8-bit metal stomp that is the original Doom theme. Yes, by today's standards, it's primitive, much like the game it's from, but the charm it holds will probably never die. Again, much like the original Doom. If you have ever had the chance to play American McGee's Alice, there's a chance one of the many things you remember fondly about it is the music. For me, the part that always jumps out in my mind is quite early in the game, shortly after your first encounter with the Cheshire Cat. The piece is called Village of the Doomed, and is one part mechanical Edwardian horror and one part witchy folk tune, with an accordion. It fits perfectly with the gothic steampunk vibes of the game. This is one of those epic end-of-game boss bits of music. As Sam, you wade through literal hordes of wereballs and skeletons towards a pyramid. As you do, this thumping overture slowly intensifies in volume and speed. And then this guy shows up, Ergzan III. He's a tough bastard to put down, but the wonderful overture thrashing away in the background makes this nail-biting showdown so worth it. To finish off, I would like to cover another little Dreamcast title, a fun remote control racer called Revolt, and its gloriously 90s menu music. sample heavy and sounding a little out of place. Yeah, I couldn't imagine the game without it.